Hi, good morning, and welcome to episode 10 of Furman Transformation Podcast. Got a very important topic for you guys today, and I think this is just so utterly important, not only for growth stage, startup and growth stage tech companies, but even for some mature companies. When they get to a certain level, to still incorporate this regularly and make a habit of doing this. But really, I want to focus on startups and growth stage companies for this topic because I think it is absolutely one of the most important things that any startup can do. And I think it's such a uh, just a profound principle that if you understand it and if you can apply it, if you have the courage to understand it and apply it, it's going to open up doors that you didn't even know existed. Okay, but this will define you as an entrepreneur. Okay, what are we talking about? The title of this episode is going to be called "Crafting the Chaos." Okay, we're catalyzing the chaos. We'll call it "Crafting the Chaos." Okay, what do I mean by crafting the chaos? What do I mean by that? Well, here's what I see. Crafting the chaos, what that means to me is creating a simultaneous hurricane and confluence of events, almost to the point of being overwhelmed from every direction, bringing it and scooping everything together, every human possible resource that you have, and creating a chemical reaction of sorts, which becomes the seedlings of an amazing company. Okay? So now you understand a little bit what I'm saying. Let me back up, okay, for a second so you can get the perspective here. Why am I talking about crafting the chaos? Well, from what I've seen in Silicon Valley, okay, and I'm not going to say any names specifically, but a lot of times, and look, this is obviously applies to certain companies. But what I see too many times, I see these young entrepreneurs raising 5, 10, 20 million dollars, huge amounts of money from investors that have a great idea, amazing app, or amazing product. They get the money and then they sit on their butt and they expect the world and everything to literally be handed to them on a silver platter. They think that everything is just going to line up for them linearly, as if by some magic that it's just going to be a staircase that they climb one step at a time. Well, let me tell you something. Right now, we're going to break that pattern. We're going to break that understanding. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if that is your mentality, I forecast a 90% likelihood that you will most likely fail and waste all of your investors' money. And that's not a joke. That's not being me just saying that to say it. It's me telling you something that I know for a fact, that I've seen time and time again, that the winners here, the entrepreneurs that succeed and fight their way to the top, understand this very simple concept of crafting the chaos. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, now that I've prefaced it here, how does one go about crafting the chaos, and what exactly does that mean? Okay, well, like I said, in startup and growth phase, this is one of the most important things you need to be doing. And essentially, what it means is you don't wait for an opportunity, you don't wait for an opening to do something. You literally have to take handfuls of every possible idea you have, every idea your team has, and everything around you that's conducive to could be conducive to catalyzing something. You need to smash it together, okay, with brute force, and just compile everything. Everything. Okay? And you do that because you don't know what's going to be effective. You don't know which technique or which client or which vendor or which one is going to be the magic ticket, because there is no magic ticket. You've got to put which product is going to be the most receptive, which product is going to be the most successful, what version is better. You've got to put it all together and just start a hurricane. You've got to start a controlled hurricane, confluence of events, and then just let it go. Let it go and watch it. Step back, right, and see what happens. Right? So crafting the chaos. Okay? There's no correct order. There's no correct process to success especially not in entrepreneurship. There isn't. The only surefire way of success is understanding that being successful requires creating chaos and mastering chaos. And if you can do that, you've got a very, very good shot at being successful. So that's really what I want the theme for today to be. I want you to really think about that. Really just mow that concept over of creating the chaos and mastering the chaos. Creating the chaos and then mastering the chaos. Okay? It's a simultaneous trial and error. It is messy, it is profound, and it is sometimes obscene. But if you're an entrepreneur, you've got to be okay with that. Because if you want to tiptoe, if you want to dilly-dally, this is not the business for you, especially not in tech. If you're an entrepreneur in tech, this is the only way you want to be thinking. You bulldoze forward, and you create a chemical reaction unlike anything anybody has ever seen. Because the bigger the chemical reaction, as long as you can control it, the better shot you're going to have at ripping something amazing out of that. Okay? And then molding that, and then creating another one, and ripping the best parts out of that, and molding that in, and then creating another one. And you keep doing this. You keep doing this until you have built something amazing, because that's how it works. That's how it works in business. All right? So catalyze the chaos is number one. What are some of the examples of how we do that? Well, facilitating relationships. Okay? You don't want to sit there and wait and think, when should I be, getting vendors? When is the right time? You just want to be getting on the phone and getting vendors, right? On the same day, you want to be getting on the phone talking to prospects. On the same day, you want to be talking to clients, and talking to them and putting out seeds for referrals. On the same day, you want to be getting more employees, and you do this every day. You don't just say, today I'm going to focus on this. You do simultaneous action in multiple areas every single day, because you never know how things are going to be put together. And if you try to do it linearly, it just doesn't work. So the more things that you have going on that you can foresee, and the more you do this, the better you get at it. But the more things that you can do at the same time, the quicker you can mold what works, get rid of what doesn't, and create more chemical reactions, right? So catalyze the chaos, facilitate those relationships is number one. Another good example, product and service development, right? Realizing that there's no perfect cookie cutter product or service. So if you're just building the product and the app, and you just don't think it's ever good enough, you just a perfectionist. Let me tell you, perfection is a good trait. But if you're such a perfectionist that you keep on delaying monetizing that thing, well, you're going to be going out of business before you even were in business. Okay, you're going to be wasting all of your investors' money, and you're going to be done. The company's going to be done. Okay, so instead of trying to get a perfect product or a perfect service, you want to just start. Okay, don't go cookie cutter. Just offer any multitude of variations. Talk to clients, find out what they want, and continually do this in such a fashion that you're constantly offering a hurricane of opportunity, and then act. All right? Custom tailored, unique solutions. Okay? Another example is, marketing and PR. Okay? There's no perfect campaign. There's no perfect way to do PR. There's no perfect way to do marketing. Okay? You got to just get out there and do it. You got to make those connections. Okay? You got to talk to journalists. You got to talk to reporters. You got to get on talk radio. You got to get in the newspaper. You got to get on blog posts. Okay? There's no perfect way to do it. You got to just do it. Same thing with marketing. Okay? You don't know what's going to work. You got to try 10 different networks. Okay? You got to try 10 different lead funnels. You got to optimize your page 10 different ways, and you're doing it simultaneously. Okay? Because you can't afford to try one change and wait a month and then try something else. Not when you're in a startup or growth phase. You can't afford that. So simultaneous action, constantly. Okay? Now, once you've catalyzed the chaos and you've created that hurricane, then you've got to get very, very good at quickly identifying, dismissing, and removing anything negative. Okay? Very, very important. Okay? So step one was very important because you're creating a chemical reaction, unlike what your competitors are doing, a crazy chemical reaction. Now, you better very, very quickly get in there and have an eye to be able to scan that entire company and just rip out those negative things and throw them away. Get rid of it, be done, and don't ever look back. And you'll know when you have them. You will know. Okay? Because those can become a cancer. Okay? You take them, you rip them out, and you'll be done with it. All right? Quickly identify, dismiss, and remove the negative. Okay? Then you go back to that reaction, you mold the positive, you tighten it up, you mold it, you get that nice, you get that working, then you rinse, wash, and repeat right back to catalyzing chaos. Now you create another reaction. Okay, and you keep doing this over and over and over. And that is how you grow. All right? Now, obviously, as a company, becomes bigger, they'll do this less and less. Unfortunately, when a company gets too big, they may not even do this at all, and everything is a linear process. Well, I would argue that, that's when a company is on the decline. When they get to the level so big that they don't have to catalyze chaos anymore, and they just want to take everything in a methodical approach, which is how most companies operate. Big companies, especially Fortune 500, operate. I would argue that that's when they start to decline. Because growth happens, and especially when we're talking about tech and innovation right now, because that's what's going on, growth happens in catalyzing and crafting the chaos. All right. Thanks so much for listening. Today, it's been a Furman Transformation podcast. The episode today was crafting the chaos or catalyzing the chaos. Thanks for listening. Again, Furman Transformation, we are a growth agency. We work mainly with tech companies, growth stage tech. If you're looking to grow, if you're looking, you don't know how to get the biz dev going, or you've got some deals, you've got some action, but you don't know how to take it to the next level. You don't know how to really set yourself apart. And that's what you want. That's what you need right now. You want to get ahead of that competition. You give me a call, because that's what I do. I'm the biz dev guy. Okay, whether it's marketing, sales, PR, solutional problems, that's what I do. And I'm here to help. So you give me a call, free consultations. You can reach me at the office, 561-571-0638. Again, it's Jonathan Furman, Furman Transformation. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.